Oh my God, I've been speaking for so long and I was in mute all this time.
We couldn't hear or speak hear or see you at all. So we just posted on the chat, and everybody, some Mataji, Subhadra Mataji also asked me, "What is wrong? Am I the only one?"
You couldn't see me either. You couldn't
Yes,
see.
Yep.
I couldn't see you either.
Yes.
No, yeah, we could not see, neither you could hear.
Now
Yeah.
also you're not seeing me.
No, I can
No,
see and
here,
hear you now. Yes. You are
here, but no
visible.
seeing.
Why? My video shows.
Now we can see you.
Now you can see.
Yeah.
I gave you a whole recap of whatever we did.
Should we wait or should we leave? I was just going to ask someone that should we wait or should we leave? Mataji, kidhar hai? I mean.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. What should I do now? Start all over again with prayers?
It's up to you, Mataji. You have been doing so much of service. we are eager to hear from you.
Oh, Krishna. Okay. Okay. Well, I said the prayers, but you didn't hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll say again. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Gaura Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Since I said the prayers already, I will go straight to the to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 8. Talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. In that, the last thing that we discussed, or what happened so far, is that Mahaprabhu revealed his form to Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai saw Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani, and how Krishna, after accepting Srimati Radharani, now they have combined in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Rai got this darshan and he fainted. And then Mahaprabhu, by touching Ramananda Rai, brought him back to consciousness. And Ramananda Rai saw Mahaprabhu in the form of a sannyasi now, and he was wonderstruck, what's going on? So Mahaprabhu embraced Ramananda Rai, pacified him, and said that nobody had seen this form before except for Ramananda Rai. The reason is Ramananda Rai's extreme love for Krishna. By the power, by the strength of his love, nothing was hidden from Ramananda Rai. Nothing about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could be hidden. Even if Mahaprabhu wanted to hide his identity, he could not do so. Ramananda Rai knew everything about the Lord by the power of his bhakti, by the power of his love. So in this way, they would meet and discuss Krishna Katha. This went on for 10 days. Every evening they would come, all night long, they would discuss Krishna Katha. And what type of Krishna Katha were they discussing? Vraja Leela pastimes, Vraja Leelas. They were doing vichara of Vraja Leela. Nigudha Vraja Leela. That means most confidential pastimes of Vraja. They would sit and analyze and they would hear, discuss. And they would get great pleasure doing this. And no matter how much they discussed, they could never have enough. They could never come to the limit. It was never ending. That was the last thing that we had read in the previous session. Now let us continue. Tāmā, kāṅsā, rūpā, sonā, ratna-cintāmaṇi, keha, yadi, kāhāṅ, potā, pāya, eka-khāni. Tāmā means tamba, copper. Kāṅsā means bell metal. Rūpā means silver. Sonā is gold. Ratna means jewels. Cintāmaṇi, touchstone. So all these different metals and precious stones. Keho yadi kaha potā pāya eka-khāni. Is it possible to find all these different metals and jewels and touchstone, everything in one place? Can you get everything in one place? So what is Acharya saying? Tāmā, kāṅsā, rūpā, sonā, ratna-cintāmaṇi, keho yadi kaha potā. Potā means buried. If somebody can find all of them buried in one place. Translation. Actually, these conversations, so the various philosophical truths that were discussed during the conversation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, these various philosophical truths are compared to these various metals and jewels and ultimately touchstone. Actually, these conversations are like a great mine where from a single place one can extract all kinds of metals, copper, bell metal, silver and gold, and also touchstone, the basis of all metals. So now Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying the meeting and the discussion that took place between Srila Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How important are the talks that took place between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. You will find all philosophical truths, whatever you need to know, whatever there is. Everything can be found in this conversation between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And these various philosophical truths are compared to the different types of metals. And you can also understand the value, different copper, bell metals, silver, gold. So as you go higher and higher, the value is increasing, isn't it? Isn't it? Cintāmaṇi ultimately is touchstone. So all types of, different levels you can find in the conversation between different levels means different levels of spiritual achievements you'll find in the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all that you can find in one place, in just this one conversation, you'll find everything that whatever knowledge there is, you can find it all in one place in this conversation. Just like in one mine, you're able, if there is such a mine, where you can find all the metals and all precious stones. It's like that. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the following summary of the conversations between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Rai replied to 5 questions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and these questions and their replies are recorded in verses 57 to 67. 57 to 67. Maybe I'll open another page so that we don't have to keep going back and forth. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 8, 57 to 67. One second. Mm. 57 to 67. So, this is the very first question. What did we read here in the purport? That Mahaprabhu asked 5 questions and Ramananda Rai replied to those 5 questions. So these question and answers you find between 57 to 67. What is 57? The very first question. Recite a verse from the revealed scriptures about the ultimate goal of life. That was the first question. What is the ultimate goal of life? So Ramananda Rai first of all said Varnashrama Dharma. Mahaprabhu said, no, this is external. Then next, Ramananda Rai said Karmarpanam. So first he said Varnashrama Dharma. Mahaprabhu said this is external. Then Ramananda Rai said Karmarpanam, Krishna Karmarpanam. Then Mahaprabhu said this is also external. So first answer was Varnashram. Second was Karmarpanam. Then third one was Karma Sannyas, Swadharma Tyaga. This is the ultimate goal of life. Then what did Mahaprabhu say? Mahaprabhu said this is also external. Say something more. Then Ramananda Rai, fourth one, he said Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Jnana Mishra Bhakti. That means not simply giving up your karma, but now you're doing some jnana and bhakti. That is the goal of life. So what did Mahaprabhu say? This is also external. Go higher. Then the fifth one is, now in the fifth one, Ramananda Rai said, bhakti without any touch of even jnana. So this was the fifth answer. 67. You see, 57 to 67. 5 questions were asked and Ramananda Rai replied to those 5 questions. First question was, I'm just going over again. What is the ultimate goal of life? So Ramananda Rai's first answer was Varnashrama Dharma. Mahaprabhu said, go higher. Then he said, not just Varnashrama Dharma, but not just Varnashrama Dharma. Why is this? Okay. Not just Varnashrama Dharma, but it's not simply doing Dharma, but offering whatever you do, you offer it to Lord Krishna. Karmarpanam. That is the goal. Mahaprabhu said, go higher. Then he said, Karma Sannyas. Why karma? No need to do karma. Just give up karma. Like you do dharma in order to give up. So when you come to the stage of giving up all karma, that is the goal. Mahaprabhu said, go higher. So what else can you do? There's only 3 paths. What are the 3 paths to reach absolute truth? What are the 3 paths? Somebody tell me quickly. 3 paths.
Karma, Jnana and Bhakti.
Very good. Karma, Jnana and Bhakti. So karma, there's no need to do karma. What is remaining? Jnana and Bhakti remaining. So the next answer was, when Mahaprabhu said go higher, he said you do bhakti with some mixture of jnana. Jnana Mishra Bhakti. This is the goal of life. Mahaprabhu said this is also external. Why? Because we have to come to pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means jnana, karma, adi, anavritam. Your bhakti should not be covered by karma or jnana. No need to do karma or jnana. Do only bhakti 24/7. Bhakti means sakshat bhakti. Shravanam, kirtanam, Vishnu smaranam, pada sevanam. So next was Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Mahaprabhu said, no, go higher. So fifth answer was Jnana Shunya Bhakti. That means karma already he gave up. Now Jnana also. Do only Sakshat Bhakti. Okay, do only Bhakti. So now let's continue reading the purport. So continuation of purport. So Mahaprabhu asked 5 questions. Ramananda Rai answered in 57 to 67. The first answer is compared to copper. Now this verse is saying what? How many metals did we see? Copper, bell metal, silver, gold and touchstone. 5. So following only Varnashrama Dharma, just following varnashrama dharma is the goal of life. That is compared to copper. Simply following varnashrama dharma, that's all, not doing anything else. That is compared to copper. The first answer is compared to copper. Then doing karma arpanam, doing karma for the sake of offering, karma arpanam. Then that is second, little bit better than the first one, bell metal. Second to a bell metal. Bell metal. The third is better metal, bell metal. The third to a still better metal, silver. What is the third one after karma arpanam? What is third one after karma arpanam?
Karma sannyas.
Yes,
Karma
karma
sannyas.
sannyas. Correct. So give up karma. That is compared to silver. Then, and the fourth, what is the fourth one after karma sannyas?
Gnan Mishra
Jnana
Bhakti.
Mishra Bhakti.
Very good. Jnana Mishra Bhakti. So the fourth, and the fourth to the best metal of all, gold.
Gold.
Gold. So that Jnana Mishra Bhakti is compared to gold. Because you're not doing any karma there. You're doing Jnana and Bhakti. But the fifth answer is compared to the most valuable gem, touchstone, because it deals with unalloyed. Alloy means mix. Unalloyed means there's no mixture. Only bhakti. Purely bhakti. No mixture of karma or jnana. So that is compared to touchstone, because it deals with unalloyed devotion. The ultimate goal of devotional life, and illuminates the preceding four subordinate answers. It illuminates the preceding four subordinate answers. So this fifth answer is actually illuminating or explaining the value of the previous four answers, or the purpose of the previous four. There ultimately, even if you do those, it is for the purpose of coming to this unalloyed devotion. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur points out that in Brajabhumi there is the Yamuna river with its sandy banks. There are Kadamba trees, cows, Krishna's sticks with which he herds cows, and Krishna's flute. All of these belong to Shanta Rasa. What is Shanta Rasa? Shanta Rasa means there is no active reciprocation. There is no active service and reciprocation. There is certainly there is acknowledgement, and also there is awe and reverence. You know, you relish the beauty of Krishna, and that is Shantarasa. From a distance, you are appreciating and you're relishing. For example, the Kumaras. You see, when the Kumaras, the four Kumaras, originally they were Gyanis. They were Gyanis. But because of the mercy of their father and brother, who is the father of the Kumaras? Father of the Kumaras.
Brahma, right?
Brahmaji.
Yeah.
Brahmaji. And who is their brother, who is a pure devotee?
Narad Muni.
Yeah.
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni.
So that's how, because of the mercy of Narad Muni and Brahmaji, the Kumaras, see, bhakti begins only by when it comes from the association in which there is mercy of a pure devotee. This is how the Kumaras got. Otherwise, they were perfected Gyanis. But because of the mercy of Brahmaji and Narad Muni, they got the opportunity to, they came to Vaikuntha, and in Vaikuntha also, they could actually taste the, appreciate the fragrance of Tulsi, which was on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Not only that, when the Lord actually came, first they smelled the fragrance of Tulsi, and then when they finally saw the Lord, They were in such ecstasy. They were tasting the beauty of the Lord. They were so enamored, so attracted, that they would be looking at the toenails of the Lord, his lotus feet, and it would be, they would be so attracted to that beauty that they didn't want to take their eyes off the lotus feet. But then, above the lotus feet, then they would see the calves, the knees, and they would go high and they would look at the beautiful face of the Lord. And there was so much beauty, so much nectar that they couldn't contain it all. They didn't want to, they couldn't decide whether they should look at the face or they should look at the feet, because in both places there's so much nectar. So they were going up and down like that, not, and in a very awkward position, not knowing what to do. When you have small, like a small child, and you give so many, toys or, things, then they want everything, but because of their small hands, they are not able to hold it all, but still they want it all. That was their condition. They were seeing so much nectar in the form of the Lord, but at the same time, they could not capture it all at once and take it all in. So they were just going up and down. So they're in Shantarasa, the Kumaras. So you see, Shantarasa also there is, you're relishing the beauty of the Lord, but there is no active relationship. Relationship begins with Dasya Rasa. Relationship means there is exchange. In a relationship, there is reciprocation, there is service rendered, and there is reciprocation from the Lord. That starts with Dasya Rasa. That is why we read earlier in the Adi Leela that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami didn't even count Shanta Rasa in the list of the rasas. He started with Dasya. Because without service and reciprocation, he said, actually we begin with Dasya Rasa, like that. So we were reading about Shanta Rasa here. Who are in Shanta Rasa? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying the trees, Kadamba trees, cows, Krishna's sticks with which he's herding cows, and Krishna's flute, all these belong to Shanta Rasa. The mellow of neutrality in devotional service. Although the cows, we see the cows have that maternal affection, we read that also. Remember Krishna in Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna becomes calves to reciprocate with the affection of the cows. But yeah. So Krishna sticks and his flute, the trees, they're all in Shanta Rasa. So certainly there is awe, reverence, and appreciation of the Lord's beauty that is there. The mellow of neutrality in devotional service. There are also the direct servants of Krishna. So they are all in Dasya Rasa, such as Chitraka, Patraka, and Raktaka. This we read in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The very first verse we read. Devotees who are in a relationship of servitude. Chitraka, Patraka, Raktaka. And these are the embodiments of service in the mellow of servitude, Dasiras. There are also friends, Sakhiras, like Sridama and Sudama, who embody service in fraternity. Then Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda are embodiments of parental love, Vatsalya Rasa. Above all of these are Srimati Radharani and her assistants, the gopis, Lalita, Vishakha, and others, who embody conjugal love. That's the highest. In this way, all five mellows, Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya, exist eternally in Vrajabhumi. In Vaikuntha, you can only have Shanta and Dasya. Even in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, what type of relationship do the devotees have with Mahaprabhu? They can only have these two, Shanta and Dasya. Devotees. Vaikuntha also. Of course, the Lord's expansions and his energies, like, Lakshmi Narayan. So with Lakshmi Devi, the Lord has the conjugal rasa. But devotees, no. Only these two. But in Vraja, all five are there. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. Eternally they are present only in Vrajabhumi. How about in Dwarka? In Dwarka, you can have all five. Nevertheless, there is this element of Aishwarya. Same in Saket, Lord Ramchandra's. Even then, even when there is Sakhya and Vatsalya and Madhurya, that is limited to the Lord's eternal associates. In general, all devotees will have, again, there also the relationship is Dasya and Shanta only. But with his eternal associates and his expansions, he has Sakyaras. But even there, Sakhya and Vatsalya, but there also Aishwarya is prominent. There is Aishwarya. That means, Aishwarya means there is knowledge that here is the Supreme Lord and I am subordinate. That is there, always, at all times. Same thing in Dwaraka. In Dwaraka, all five relationships are there. They are possible for devotees. However, there is Aishwarya. Vasudev and Devaki Mai, they are always aware. On one hand, they also have intense prema for Krishna in Vatsalya relationship, like a parent. But at the same time, they have this knowledge also that he is the Supreme Lord. Both are there. Whereas in Vraja, that Aishwarya Jnana is not there. It is covered. It is covered by what? By that intense love. So Yashoda Mai's intense love completely covers her knowledge about Krishna's supremacy. Even if sometimes it just appears, still it cannot stay. Even if she sees within Krishna's mouth, all the universe and all the planets and everything, she doesn't take it seriously. She thinks, oh, maybe I'm just hallucinating or something, I'm dreaming. It doesn't stay. That knowledge cannot stay. Why? Because of that intense, concentrated, condensed love. That knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme cannot stay. This is Vraja. So therefore, all five rasas in Madhurya Bhav are possible, not possible. They are present eternally only in Vraja, Golok Vrindavan. Not even in Dwaraka. In Dwaraka, the five relationships are there, but there is Aishwarya Jnanam. Why are we reading this? The verse is about all these five metals, being able to find all these metals in one place. So that is compared to all the philosophical truths can be found in the question answers between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. So copper is compared to Varnashram Dharma being the goal of life. Bell metal is compared to Karmarpanam being the goal of life. Silver to Karma Sannyas being the goal of life. Gold to Jnana Mishra Bhakti being the goal of life. Ultimately, touchstone is Jnana Shunya. That means pure unalloyed devotional service is the goal of life. So in that pure unalloyed devotional service also, pure unalloyed devotional service begins from after you get Dhrida Shraddha, it's pure unalloyed devotional service. You start from there. Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti. When you come to Bhava stage, that's where you get your relationship. Actually, you get a body in a particular relationship in Bhava. So that means in pure devotional service, pure unalloyed devotional service is compared to touchstone, but that is also possible in different relationships. What are they? Here we are seeing. So these 5 different relationships. Shantaras means Krishna's flute, sticks for herding cows, Shantaras. Then you can have relationship as a servant. Example, Chitraka, Patraka, Raktaka. These are the eternal associates of Krishna in Vraja. In Vraja, they are in a relationship of servitude. Then similarly, Sakyaras, Sridhama, Sudama. Vatsalyaras, Nanda Maharaj, Yashodamai. And Madhurya Ras, Srimati Radharani and her assistants, gopis like Lalita, Vishakha, etc. So they all embody conjugal love. In this way, all 5 mellows exist eternally in Vrajabhumi. They are also compared respectively to copper, bell metal, silver, gold, and touchstone. So you see, 2 ways you can compare. We already saw earlier what those 5 metals are compared to. Now, in another way, you can compare Shantaras is compared to copper, Dasya to bell metal, Sakya to silver, Vatsalya to gold, and Madhurya to touchstone. Topmost is touchstone. The basis of all metals. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Srila Kaviraj Goswami therefore refers to a mine eternally existing in Vrindavan, Vrajabhumi. And all these we see were discussed in the question answers between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. That is why it is said, further also we will see how this conversation is so important. Many things we will read further. We are coming to the end of this chapter, but before ending, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami really makes his point about how significant, how important this chapter is, this conversation between Sri Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you simply just study this, everything will be known, whatever you need to know. So we learned today we did only 1 verse, that the way, or if it is possible to find copper, bell metal, silver, gold, and touchstone all in one place, in one mine. Srila Ramananda Rai's answers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's questions is like that one mine. This conversation between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like that mine, where you can find all philosophical truths. So we saw 2 comparisons. First was, what is the ultimate goal of life? So we saw Varnashram Dharma, first level, that is copper. Then we saw Karmarpanam, bell metal. Then Karma Sannyas, silver. After that we saw Jnana Mishra Bhakti, which is gold. And finally, Jnana Shunya Bhakti, pure unalloyed devotional service, touchstone. And in that pure unalloyed devotional service also, there are different relationships. And there also we see a hierarchy in those relationships. So first, copper is compared to Shantaras, bell metal to Dasyaras, silver is compared to Sakyaras, gold to Vatsalyaras, and touchstone is compared to Madhuryaras. So we understand the highest. And one more point that we read was the fifth one, touchstone, is illuminating the remaining four. So if we take the example of the rasas, conjugal ras includes all the qualities of the previous rasas. Madhurya rasa, a devotee who is in Madhurya rasa can also play the role of a dasya rasa bhakta, dasya bhakta, sakhya bhakta, vatsalya, and of course, in addition to all those, it has its own vatsalya and it has its own quality, madhurya. For example, a wife, or you can take a girlfriend or wife, she can play the role of a servant, yes, cleaning and serving, etc. She can play the role of a friend, like an advisor. She can play the role of a mother, making sure that you get your food and, everything nicely. So she's playing the role of a mother. And in addition to all this, she also plays, in Madhurya Rasa has its own qualities, which cannot be found in the previous rasas. Now, can I say that a dasya bhakta can play the role of a Madhurya bhakta? No. A servant can act like the wife? Cannot. But wife can play the role of a servant. You understand? So that is why Madhurya rasa has the qualities of all other rasas. As you go higher, so higher than dasya is sakhya. Sakhya will have the quality of dasya, but sakhya will not have the quality of vatsalya. When you go higher, vatsalya will have the qualities of shanta, dasya, sakhya and its own special qualities. But vatsalya will not have the quality of madhurya. So that is why the fifth one illuminates the remaining four, or you can say it has all the other. It will include all the results of the previous four. Whatever you are getting by the previous paths, all that will be included in the fifth one. Okay? So I think we can stop there today. Does anyone have any questions or discussions? Okay. If no questions, that's fine. That's good. I can end here. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Gaur
Bhaktivinoda
Bhaktivinoda
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Arcanabhakti Mataji ki jai.
Thank you.
Dandavat
Thank you so
pranams
much.
Mataji. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.